Brilliant. Good morning, Year 13. Welcome back. I hope you had an amazing break. I'm aware that a few mentors are not in school today, so I'm recording this assembly. So if anybody misses it, then tell them not to worry. Their mentors can show it to them tomorrow. I'm just going to share my screen and then we will get straight on. Okay, so firstly, good morning. I hope you had a good break. I hope that you managed to do a good amount of studying following the assembly I did before the holiday about how to use it effectively, but also that you managed to get a good break and that you're feeling a little bit rested and refreshed. I look forward to hearing about what you got up to, so do let me know. And I hope that this is going to be a really good half term for you. You've got your mock exams before Christmas. In order that you can hopefully have a bit more of a restful Christmas break. And this is the half term. We'll be doing things like launching the prom, starting to get ready for all the exciting stuff we do around your leaving school. You'll be sending off applications to university, apprenticeships, jobs, whatever it is. It's a really, really exciting half term, but it is a busy one. So do make sure you're prioritising your sleep and getting rest. Right then, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the UCAS deadline. I am aware that a number of you are not putting in UCAS applications and that you will be applying for apprenticeships or something else, college or whatever. But I thought it was important for all of you to hear this because we do often have people who decide to put in a UCAS application at the last minute, and therefore it's really important that you are aware of the process in case you make that decision. Before we do that, a quick reminder about this week's Period 6+ talks. We've actually got two. We've got Ben Hughes from Aston Martin coming in. I know there's a number of you interested in an engineering pathway. Aston Martin obviously offer apprenticeships and they offer a really good grad scheme. And some of you are looking for work experience in the engineering field. Come to that talk and talk to Ben, listen to what he's got to say, make that contact, do that networking. Tomorrow we have Bob Cheshire. Bob is amazing. He's a concept artist who works for Marvel. He's done some of the art for things like the Avengers films and various other really big franchises. I don't think he works exclusively for Marvel. I think he's done other franchises as well. But basically he's amazing and he's going to be talking to you about his work. Hello?
I don't know.
Whoever that is, sorry, can you mute yourself? Hello? Thank you. So those are two brilliant Period 6+ talks. Please prioritise attending those if they're appropriate for you. I want to say a really big thank you to most of you for the way you conducted your term. Firstly, for most of you, the Silent Study Centre was brilliant. You were quiet, you were sensible, you were responsible. There are some of you for whom that was not the case, and there was one group of Year 12s that I know were talking and have been banned at the end of term. But most of you, it was absolutely brilliant. I'm so proud of you. That is a space that is needed for all of us. All of you will have times where you need to study silently. And we have other spaces for those of you who want to be able to talk or study collaboratively. So please, can we keep that up? The dress code was very good. Keep that going. Your punctuality was significantly improved. Again, keep that going. The fire alarm, I didn't get to speak to you, but there was a fire alarm the penultimate week of term, and all of you were where you were meant to be. And I was so pleased that you conducted yourself so well. None of you were in the wrong place, and I just wanted to say a huge thank you. And also your lanyards were generally pretty good. I would say on that, one or two of you did start slipping towards the end of term. I've spoken to Mr. Bedford. I've told you several times lanyards is a safeguarding issue. If you don't wear them, Mr. Bedford wants you to be asked to wear school uniform. Now, if you have the choice between wearing a lanyard or wearing a school uniform, I'm guessing you'll want to go for the lanyard option. So if you've lost your lanyard, you can buy a new one on parent pay and we'll get a fresh one printed. If not, you just have got to wear it. If you're caught not wearing it, and that's something that regularly happens, you will get a letter home saying that you're going to need to start wearing school uniform instead. And that's not what anyone wants to do. So please, can you just work with me on the lanyards one? But generally, a huge well done. You were amazing last half term, and I just want to take some time to really acknowledge that. Thank you so much. So, UCAS. A reminder that the internal UCAS deadline is the 21st of November. That is in 3 weeks. Now, if you submit it after this deadline, you will all know that the external deadline is in January. The final UCAS deadline is in January. If you submit it after this deadline, I will send it off for you, but I won't check it. I'm going to explain once more what the reason for that our internal deadline is. One, there's about 160 of you in your year. Your year group has got about 200 students in, and about 160 of you are planning to send off applications. It takes us about an hour to check each one. The first year, when I was head of sixth form, we didn't have an early internal deadline and it was a disaster, and we barely got them all in time. Loads of them weren't checked. We had to send them off really quickly because we just didn't have time to check them properly. By setting an early internal deadline, it means we can check them all really, really properly and make sure they go off without any mistakes. And since we've had an early internal deadline, our offers have been better because students' UCAS applications have been better because we've been able to check them properly. It gives us time to come back to you if there's a problem. We won't send it to UCAS until it's perfect, but it gives us time to do that. Secondly, once we get past the 21st of November, you have got your mock exams coming up. And believe me, it is so stressful for you trying to submit your UCAS application when you're still trying to revise for your mock exams, when you're trying to prepare for things like interviews that some of you will have, get your portfolio ready, and the internal deadline gives you time to get everything sorted before exams come around and before interviews come around. So on the subject of that, if you are planning to apply for an art or media based course, you are likely to have to submit a portfolio very soon after you have submitted your application. I told you this in September, but I want to remind you again. If you are going to need to submit a portfolio, the request for the portfolio always comes in much quicker than people are anticipating. Sometimes the same day that you send off your UCAS application. So before you send off your application, just make sure your portfolio is pretty much ready to go. Ms. Madden has made a very kind offer. Her daughter submitted a portfolio for her university course a couple of years ago, and Ms. Madden has offered to show people that portfolio if that would be helpful. So if you're building a portfolio at the moment for your UCAS application, please speak to Ms. Madden and she'll be happy to share. Okay, so once more, 21st of November, that is an absolutely hard deadline. If you submit it after that deadline, we're not going to be checking it for you. Right, Mr. Baxter is coming in for 2 days next week. I don't know exactly which days, he's just checking a few things, but he's coming in for 2 days next week to support people who are struggling to finish their personal statements. So if you need help with your personal statement and you feel that you're not going to get it done, let your mentor know and they will liaise with me. Mr. Baxter is somebody, he used to be a teacher here, and then he used to be an administrator here, and he's now retired, but he's been supporting people with their UCAS applications for like 40 years or something. He has really good understanding of how to do it, and he comes in and helps us every single year with those who are struggling to get it done. There's no shame in this. It's a really hard thing to do. If you feel like you need that extra support, make sure your mentor is aware. Now, when your application is complete, please press pay and submit. Now, people get scared of doing this because they think that means it goes to UCAS. It doesn't. If you press pay and submit, it comes to the school. We can send it back to you if you've made a mistake, but we can't check it properly until you've done that. So after this, basically, you've got two options. One option is that you check your application with your mentor. This would be our preference, and then I will send it remotely. Or if you want me to sit down and go through it with you and send it, you can come to one of the drop-in sessions listed on the next slide. But do be aware that if you do that, you're likely to have to hang around. So these are some sessions. Now today, this is not an open invitation. There's about 3 of you that I've said I will send applications off today. And then I've got to go to a meeting. So don't come today unless you've pre-arranged to do that. The other dates, I will be in my office for these times. If you would like to send your application, then you can come to one of these sessions, but a few caveats. One, on the Mondays, I'll be starting and ending the period 6 talks, so I'll be popping in and out. And also, if several people attend the same drop-in session, you're going to have to wait. I won't be having people say, oh, I've got to go first because I need to get the bus or whatever. You can send remotely if you want. If you want to come to one of these sessions, you are welcome. But those are the times I've got available. So take a photo of that. And as I said, please remember that today only come if you have a pre-arranged appointment, because I have to go to a meeting after I've sent those few applications that I've already agreed to do. Okay, so home study status. A few updates on this. Firstly, if you had home study status before half term, you still have home study status. A quick reminder of what that means. Every single one of you is expected in school every morning until 12:35. If you do not have lessons in the afternoon, this doesn't mean you have one default. If you have an afternoon without lessons, you can go home, but you have to go home between 12:35 and 1:15. We don't have the capacity to be signing you all out all afternoon and writing out pink slips. If you want to go home for that afternoon, you have to go home between 12:35 and 1:15. If you have one default, that doesn't mean you can go home for that. Your afternoon is either home or in school, but on the 2 afternoons that you have study in the afternoons, you can go home. If you did not home study, some of these have been amended. You will receive an email today confirming whether your home study status has changed, and if it has, you can start going home tomorrow. For some of you, we've made a compromise where we want you to attend the Year 12 lessons for one afternoon and go home on the other afternoon. Again, that will be outlined in your email. You will get it at some point before the end of the day, but it depends exactly how my day goes, what time I send it to you. But please keep an eye on your email for that. Now, this is information for every single one of you. In 3 weeks, I will have all of your progress check information. Before half term and this week, you will have been doing assessments in class. And at the moment, your teachers are completing your progress check. I am likely to get that information towards the end of next week, and I will review it ready for 3 weeks' time. Every single one of you can gain or lose home study status depending on your attitude to learning, attendance, punctuality, or academic performance. And I want to be really clear so that no one is shocked. If you've had home study status, but then your progress check comes in and your attitude to learnings are all 1, or your grades have dropped off significantly, or whatever, then we will change that, because the purpose of home study status is for you to basically do the best you can do. And if your progress check shows that your home study status has not worked for you, then you'll be coming back into school. Okay, I just want to be absolutely clear about that with every single one of you, so there should be no surprises at all. Okay, a reminder that sixth form open evening is Thursday the 27th of November. Several of you will have been approached by departments to help out, and we'll need lots of you to meet and greet, help with car parking. Please keep the evening free. As many of you as possible to help out would be really, really brilliant. Finally, I talked about this before half term, but it's so important, I want to talk about it again. There is so much evidence that the use of mobile phones is the thing that makes the biggest difference in terms of student academic performance. When I say the use of mobile phones, specifically distraction. If you're having a study session, you're focusing, and you have your phone out in front of you, or you're listening to music or whatever, you will get notifications that will ping in. I've seen how many notifications you lot get from Snapchat, from Instagram, from, I don't know, TikTok, whatever else it is that whatever other social media you use, you will get notifications basically constantly. Every time you get a notification and you look at your phone, your concentration is broken, and the evidence suggests that that makes a difference. There was a study done a couple of years ago where a big group of students in the sixth form didn't use their phones for a number of months before their exams. On average, they got 2 grades higher per subject than their peers who did. Like, the evidence is huge that using your phone, allowing yourself to be taken in by those distractions, will make a massive difference to your studying and your grades. So please think about it. Now, the link on here is to a Tupperware. It's designed for people who want to stop themselves snacking, but is really, really good for this. What you do is you put your phone in the Tupperware, you shut the Tupperware, and it's got a lock timer. So if you want to do, let's say, 1 hour study, then lock it for 1 hour. You could do your study and then it unlocks, and then you can have a break. And that's a really good way of not having to give your phone up to your parents or carers or whatever, but you can limit your own phone usage. I cannot enforce enough how important you being mindful of this is. It is the most important thing that you can do to prepare yourself for your exams. So that's all from me today. We've got about 10 minutes more in the mentor period, I'm aware. and that means that your mentors have an opportunity to say welcome back. If you know you're going to need an appointment with Mr. Baxter, please let your mentor know. Mentors, you can just add to the UCAS tracker, please, on Microsoft Teams, and I will have a look and start putting that schedule together. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.